Imagine discovering a plot hole so massive that it collapses the entire universe of Hellhole. Let's dissect the scene that broke the internet. The film begins in 1956, where a frantic priest rushes into a church carrying a small child. This child bears an unusual birthmark, one that the priest believes is a demonic sign, indicating the child could grow up to become a devil capable of great destruction. In a desperate attempt to prevent this fate, the priest seeks forgiveness from God and tries to kill the child. However, the police arrive just in time and stop him. Despite the priest's warnings that they don't understand what they're saving, the police, fearing immediate danger, shoot the priest and rescue the child. 30 years later, we are introduced to the main character, Mark, who appears to be a priest but is an undercover agent investigating the disappearance of 7 girls. All of the girls were last seen entering the same church where Mark has now arrived. Since the church is a sacred place, the authorities didn't want to create a scandal by sending official police officers, so Mark is sent in under disguise. Inside the church, Mark meets a priest named Andre, who gives him a tour and shows him to his room. Andre warns him never to leave the room at midnight under any circumstances, saying that the consequences would be his own. Mark notices that the church is isolated. There's no electricity, no mobile signals, and it feels completely cut off from the outside world. While freshening up, Mark removes his shirt, revealing a shocking twist. He is the same child from the beginning, the one with the devilish birthmark. Unaware of his true identity, he continues his mission. Mark opens his secret suitcase, pulling out files, a camera, and a gun. The files contain information about the 7 missing girls. He has not only been sent to find them, but to uncover the dark secrets hidden within the church. Later, during dinner, he is served a strange, smelly, rubbery meat unlike anything he has ever tasted. Though nauseated, he forces himself to eat to avoid suspicion. That night, while exploring, Mark sees a deranged girl accompanied by a priest. Later, the priests announce they are going to perform an exorcism on the girl, claiming a demon possesses her. Andre takes her to a candlelit room where she is tied to a bed. As the ritual begins, her voice changes, the bed shakes violently, and a strange silence falls over the room. A Christian man records the entire event, explaining that they need proof for the higher church authorities. During the exorcism, the priest's crucifix catches fire, but he continues the ritual without flinching. The girl convulses and eventually collapses. The demon, they claim, has been expelled. Disturbed by what he witnessed, Mark returns to his room, where bizarre things begin to happen. When he touches his mirror, it cracks, and eerie sounds emerge from behind it. Feeling increasingly connected to this mysterious place, Mark reminds himself of his mission, though the daily routine and strange behavior of the people there make it difficult. The next day, the same disgusting meat is served again. A new priest who can't stomach the food begins to cry, but a whisper from another priest quiets him. Later, the young man vomits and suffers severe tooth pain. When he checks his mouth, a bug flies out of his tooth, terrifying Mark and confirming his suspicion that the food is tainted. That night, Mark sneaks into Andre's room and finds a hidden compartment, not with holy items, but with alcohol, DVDs, and exorcism tapes. Watching them, Mark realizes the exorcisms were staged. The burning crucifix was a lighter. The shaking bed had a vibrator under it. The eerie sounds were from a tape recorder. The girl wasn't acting. She had been drugged, and Mark even found the injection used on her. The next morning, during prayers, Mark is asked to pray in Latin, but is sent away when he can't. At mealtime, he is again served the same meat. He now knows the church is a front for something sinister. He burns his investigative files to erase evidence of his mission and prepares to escape. But before he can leave, he sees priests digging a grave for the girl used in the fake exorcism. This drives him to stay and uncover the truth, that secret area where mentally disturbed individuals are kept. A priest warns Mark that everyone knows why he is here, that escaping is not easy. This priest claims he, too, once came under pretenses but was trapped. Mark, seeing the sincerity in him, reveals his identity as a Polish police agent. The priest admits the exorcisms are fake and filmed for a TV show, which funds the church. Saddened, Mark offers to help the priest escape in exchange for help with his mission at night. Mark ventures into the basement and finds dead bodies, human teeth, and even a still-moving eyeball. Horrified, he vomits, filled with bugs and insects. He then checks the grave again, but the girl's body is missing. Suddenly, someone grabs him and knocks him unconscious. When he wakes up, he's tied to a bed, and Andre forces him to eat the same strange food, which he refuses. Angered, Andre knocks him out again. Waking up again, Mark frees himself while his guard sleeps. He retrieves his gun and kills the man after a brutal fight. Investigating the kitchen, he discovers the truth. The meat they were eating was human flesh, specifically the flesh of the missing girls. The previously sympathetic priest reappears and admits that they all were fed the flesh of 7 women who had committed terrible crimes. Mark, disgusted and furious, forces him at gunpoint to take him to the church's library. There, Mark learns the horrifying truth. The church is not a holy place but a cult. The book reveals that every 800 years, a child is born with a demonic mark like Mark's. If that child is fed the flesh of 7 sinful women and the blood of an innocent girl, he will transform into a devil. Mark and the priest agree to escape. The priest reveals a secret tunnel and shows Mark the scars from being punished for trying to escape. Convinced of his sincerity, Mark follows him into the tunnel. They reach a strange underground chamber, not an exit, but a demonic altar. The priest had tricked Mark. The cult members in red robes gather and render Mark unconscious. He wakes up tied and gagged, suspended from a tree. Andre and the others reveal everything was part of their plan. They had been waiting centuries for a child like him, born during a lunar eclipse, a true devil child. The stone beneath Mark hides the gate to hell, which they have guarded for generations. They begin the ritual, bringing in an innocent girl and slitting her throat. Her blood is poured into cups, which everyone drinks before forcing it into Mark's mouth. Having already consumed the flesh of the 7 women, this is the final step. They chant mantras, waiting for him to transform, but nothing happens. Mark begins laughing and mocks them for their outdated beliefs. Chaos erupts. The ritual appears to fail, and the cult panics. To cover up their crime and erase all evidence, they decide to kill Mark and throw him into the gates of hell. The priest who led Mark into the trap kills Andre out of anger, lying to the others that Andre died of alcohol poisoning. Meanwhile, the cult members burn the bodies of their past victims. Suddenly, Andre's corpse begins to twitch. A crucifix turns upside down, a fly lands on his body, and then flies toward the well where Mark's body was thrown. It enters Mark's body, jolting it back to life. His veins bulge, his mouth turns blue, and his body transforms into something monstrous. Andre's funeral. His corpse floats, his head explodes, and he turns into a swarm of flies. Mark, now a full demon, arrives, unleashing hell. He hangs the cult members upside down like inverted crosses. The sky darkens with ominous clouds. The world, now under the threat of an unstoppable devil, begins to descend into chaos. And with that, the movie ends. The major plot hole in Hellhole is that the cult believes a child with a demonic mark will only become a devil after a specific ritual, eating the flesh of 7 sinful women and drinking the blood of an innocent girl. But if Mark was truly destined to become the devil, why would man-made rituals be needed at all? The scene that exposes this flaw is when Mark laughs after the ritual fails, asking, "Has anyone ever become a devil like this?" This moment reveals the absurdity of the cult's blind belief and breaks the logic of the entire film's universe. Agree? Disagree? Watch it again, and let's start a comment civil war. And if you're obsessed with hidden movie secrets, smash that bell. Our next video might ruin your childhood.